Ravinji, for being associated with us and supporting everything we do in the Bay Area so actively. Khandej Rawji is here, founder of Git Pro, along with his wife Manisha ji. Please, aaiye Manisha ji. An active technologist and active community leader that has been in support of our belief system, and he joins us here with his wife today. Atma Bhaiji, you represent all of us, so please join us on stage. I just spotted Sri Sat Kalraji in the audience, and it will be our pleasure to invite Kalraji to the stage to join us. Your long association with us has been great. This is for you. Please, this is for you. We have a special regard for you.
you. Hi, Jose S.Abel, former mayor of Milpitas. And as always, I feel very blessed to come here, and especially I see all of you here. So very briefly, as Sister Kusum said, I would say Shanti, Happy Shivratri. It will be our new life, birth of the Lord. So in this new life, I wish everybody brightness instead of darkness, happiness, joy, and love for one another. Thank you.
Thank you. Happy Shivratri, everybody. Om Shanti. And I'm always very happy to listen to the ocean of knowledge that Sister Kusum brings for us at these occasions. Always learning something. And how many of you felt the stillness at the meditation? The stillness. Right? It was a very powerful energy. I could just feel that. And you know, it's interesting because every time Sister Kusum talks, there is something that resonates with me. And today I was sitting here and you know, she was talking about the patterns in our head. And our patterns that we have built over time, this life or from prior lives, you know, they are sort of the hold back patterns. They hold us back. And so I'll tell you how it holds us back. You know? So when I have a spiritual practice, I have a daily spiritual practice, and it's a key component of my life. So I would think that, you know, if I'm enlightened, this was a few years back, if I'm enlightened, how will I go out and function in the real world? Right? So if I'm pursuing this path of stillness, you know, this might be totally disrupted. You know, it might, how will I go about doing what I do, you know, juggle a high-tech job with a political career, which is really a volunteer job, and then the demands of a family, and then of the community, right? How would I really balance that if I found stillness? Oh my God, my life would go completely haywire, right? But that's really the pattern that Sister Kusum was talking about. What I ultimately realized was that if we have a path, if we have a spiritual path, then a simple thought can accelerate our progress in a million ways, in a million directions. So that was a very simple thought. So I you know, the pattern was there, but it was up to me to sort of figure out, you know, how do I get past the pattern? So I'll tell you this, you know, the gurus, you know, everybody says that you are one single thought away from enlightenment. One single thought. It's like a millisecond is all that separates us from enlightenment. And how? Let's drop the ego. So it's pretty radical, you know, in terms of having a spiritual practice, you know, the progress, the acceleration that we can have as an impact upon our real world is absolutely incredible. Because, you know, really, like Sister Kusum says, you know, God, Shivji wants us to progress, you know, he wants us to move forward. And how do we get there, right? It happens simply because we have actually made our life of this world a lot simpler. He really want that to happen. You know, you know, God wants us to simplify this life in this world so that we can pursue this other path, which is like a much more phenomenal path, right? We are really constraining ourselves. So, you know, the desire is to really accelerate, but those patterns will hold us back. So, simple practices, you know, Shivratri is ripe with spiritual energy. That's what I publish on social media, that, hey, this is the time. You know, this is the time we got to meditate, we got to have some practice. Simple things like focusing upon the third eye can lead to a lot of crystallization of thoughts and ideas. And really aligning with the true purpose that we are meant to be here, right? And that's really, you know, it leads to a lot of amazing things, simple practices of just focusing upon the third eye. So having a practice, even if it's 10 minutes a day, even if it's 10 minutes, it can be very, very, very powerful. So happy Shivratri, everybody, and I I look forward to the new facility. We are there to support. I do want to recognize Assembly Member Ash Kalra, who's not here, but Ash's dad is here, And Assembly Member Ash Kalra is doing phenomenal work and always impressed with his set of activities, standing up for what is right and what is true. So I believe that his dad deserves a big round of applause. And I'm very honored to share the stage with some very esteemed members of the Bay Area. Thank you everybody.
Happy Shivratri to everybody. Bhagwan Shiva is considered as a Mahadev. He is also considered as a Adi Guru. If you really look at it, all forms of arts manifest from him. Swara is a god of dance. Even Kama Shastra knowledge was also departed by him. He's a origin of all the Vedas. Look at him, he's always in a meditative position that we see, that calmness that transmits to us. It's a contagious. But we also see that he is a Tandav god who does the Tandav Nritya. He has that anger. He is also destroyer. But he doesn't hang on to that anger. His anger comes and his love is always there. So anger also has a purpose in a life. Meditation is a foundation base, but when it's needed, in Sanskrit or there is a, in Marathi there is one statement, Dayatiche nava bhutanche palana, anika nirdalana duritanche. Daya or compassion is a name of both the protection of the goodness and destroying all the evil. So the goodness cannot just prevail on the basis of the goodness. You have to also destroy the whatever the bad or evils. And it is not applicable just outside, for inside also. We also call our dharma as a Vishwa Dharma. So what is Vishwa Dharma is not something that the whole world is following that. The meaning of Vishwa Dharma is that what our philosophy is applicable to everybody. So I just wanted to close my thoughts with one thing, that when we say that liberate, and when we say that share, that knowledge I think we need to share to the whole world. Means if we are in this society and we can find just to ourselves, and the rest of the society, American society, is not in touch with that, it is something that we need to reflect on it. And with that I will close my thoughts.
Thank you. प्रवीण जी आप कुछ कहेंगे? I thank each and every member here for being with us, and please accept a small token of love from us.
Forgot to acknowledge a very, very important person who was on stage, and that was Mayor S.Abel. I always call him Mayor because he takes a 2-year break and then he comes back and becomes the mayor again. So I'm looking forward to, in November is when the elections are. And I'll tell you why I like him so much, because he truly gets out there in the community. You know, he's representing all of us, every single member, not just of Milpitas, but all across the Bay Area. I really love this man, and I'll be very happy and delighted to see him back on the mayor's saddle here.
From my heart, this thing.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Didi. Moving on to our program,